Back with the end of day post wave report with yours truly, the algo capitalist, aka the Vulcan, coming to you live from PulseWaveTrading.com, home of the world famous PulseWave price trigger reports. All right, so our first chart, we're gonna this is a request from the trading room, and the ticker on this one is APRN. It's Blue Apron Holdings on the New York Stock Exchange. And you'll see that as far as the trend momentum, it has turned bullish, and the market is testing the top of the Kumo cloud, which is proven to be a resistance around the $2 mark. And we did hit a new weekly high today with this security as well. So right now, the market is trendless, however. All right, that's why you don't see any trend at the bottom of here. You see the time bomb. At some point, the market will start trending again, but for now, this market remains trendless. So definitely follow the reports on your dashboard. If you refresh your browsers at pulsewavetrading.com, log into your account, you'll see the dashboard has been updated with all of the goodies telling you specifically how you are to trade these securities. So you do well to pay attention. All right, going to our next request coming straight out of the trading room. And this is for, how do you say it? Palantir, I think is how you say it. Let's see here. The ticker is PLTR, also on the New York Stock Exchange. All right, so this one is in a bear market. Your trend momentum reading has also turned bearish. So the bear market is relocked in. On this one, you've come to a temporary short-term top in the market. You had a crash alert from Friday coming into today. You did get downside production. And I do believe that the top of the Kumo cloud at $7.50 is going to be the initial target on this. Also, you have this bearish pointer, which also led to a 52-week low from the week of January the 24th. Thus, I believe that will be the next downside target if the 750 and the 650 does not hold, respectively. That's where you're headed in this security. Next up, we have XRP Ripple. Going to the crypto side of the aisle, this market remains trendless, and your trend momentum reading is bearish. So we're expecting sideways to slightly lower prices on this one. Going nowhere fast. Next up is, of course, Theta, sticking with the crypto side of things, and it remains trendless at the moment with a bearish trend momentum reading. So we expect sideways to lower prices in this one as well, as this market remains trendless. Next up is Litecoin. And Litecoin was trendless for a few days, and now the market has decided to turn back bearish. So we have a bearish trend momentum reading and a bearish trend reading. So therefore, we're expecting lower prices, and you will find support around the 65-ish level. So you got quite a ways down to go coming in Litecoin. Next up, we have Chainlink, staying with the crypto side of the aisle for now. This market here also remains trendless, and it's been quite a while, as you can see here, quite a while. This market is trendless. Therefore, I'm expecting sideways to lower prices because we have a bearish trend momentum reading. And this one, like I said, is going nowhere fast. This market remains trendless. Next up, we got the US dollar index by way of ticker UUP. So as we can see here, we had this rally alert a few days ago. We got the upside explosion, upside production, and then we got more upside today. So nice upside production for UUP, bottom of the Kumo cloud. is seen right here around we'll call it $28.23 roughly. So that's your upside initial target on this particular move. Of course, you got two gaps now, one here and one here. So at some point, I'm expecting the market to bump its head at the bottom of the Kumo cloud and then start to pull back to correct, to fill in those gaps. Either the market is going to keep falling and the market decides it wants to turn bearish, or it will successfully back and fill and then break out to new highs and get inside of the Kumo cloud, and we'll start getting stronger closes above $28.50 for UUP. So that's something that we will be watching. Next up is UNG, Nat Gas. And we came into this market with no expectations. We had, new 52-week lows. And as of today, we now have a rally alert for tomorrow's trading. So possibly we put in a short-term bottom, and the $18 handle is our upside initial target on this one. This one looks good. I may end up taking this trade myself. Next up is the bond market. Looking at the long bond, TLT is the ticker. And we are in a bear market, all right? The trend is bearish. The trend momentum reading is also bearish. And right now, prices are consolidating topside the Kumo cloud, as you can see here. But we do have a crash alert now for tomorrow's trading for your bonds. I think 104 is the top of the Kumo cloud. That's the initial downside target, followed by 101, which is the bottom of the Kumo cloud. If that does not hold, the new 52-week lows will become in play as the trend begins to relock in on the downside. So we'll be watching this one very closely. Next up is the S&P 500 by way of ticker SPY. And you will note that this market right now is trendless. We were in a bear market with a bear market rally. We had a bullish trend momentum reading in this bear market. The market has now hit a short-term top. We had a crash alert given to us on the close on Friday, and we got that downside production today, albeit it was a very narrow type of a bar. So we're expecting a continuation pattern to the downside for tomorrow's trading here, as well as we have this bearish trend momentum reading. I would say around between 390 and 385 is going to be where the current support is and your initial downside target. But the market is trendless, so we'll see what kind of activity we can get of this. Will the market relock in on the downside, or will it try to go bullish? It's hard to say right now what these markets are really wanting to do, because we've lost some things. Like right now, we've lost the trend on silver. This is SLV. We have a bearish momentum reading, trend momentum reading, but we have no trend. All right, you've lost that trend. But the market does have a bearish bias, so prices are falling. We came into today with a crash alert, and we did get some downside production. Price action is now solidified within the Kumo cloud. So we have a sideways congestion area here. But the next downside support is around, we'll call it the psychological $20 space. If that fails to hold, then we run a 98% chance of falling out of the cloud and going into free fall. And then we'll have silver back down to the mid to lower teens. So definitely something to watch with SLV. Next up is the NASDAQ 100 by way of ticker QQQ. And we see here that this market currently is in a bear market, and we have a bearish trend momentum reading. We got downside production today, and we're expecting more downside production tomorrow. So right now we are looking at the bear for the NASDAQ 100. Next up is crude oil by way of ticker OIH. And as you can see here, this market is now trendless. We have no trend, but we have a bearish trend momentum reading, and therefore we're expecting sideways to lower prices. The market should find support between the 290 and the 300 level. That'll be the downside initial target on this particular move, as the market is at a temporary top and struggling with overhead resistance. Next up, we have Litecoin by way of the Litecoin ETF. The ticker is LTCN. And you'll notice that we have a crash alert now for tomorrow's trading. The market was trendless for a very long time, as you can see here. And now that market has decided to re-lock in on the bear side. So we have a bear market now with a bearish trend momentum reading, and we have a crash alert for tomorrow's trading. Top of the Kumo cloud at $3 is going to be the initial downside target. That's 99 cents from where the market settled today. Next up, you have the Russell My Hustle. Ticker is IWM as in Mary. The market was bearish, and we had a bullish trend momentum reading, which means that we were experiencing a bear market rally off the bear market 52-week lows back here. And as you can see, on Friday's close, we got a crash alert. Well, we did get some nice downside production today, and we're expecting more downside tomorrow. Top of the Kumo cloud at $180 is the downside initial target on this particular one. But because we're trendless now, we'll see how long the market wants to stay this way. The Russell does have a history of consolidating for extended periods of time with wide trading ranges. All right, just FYI. All right, but for now, we have topped in the Russell. Short-term top has been solidified and is now in place. Next up is gold by way of ticker GLD. And as you can see here, we have nothing. We are trendless in GLD with a bearish trend momentum reading. As you can see here, we have a short-term top after a neutralization period. This is the blue bar here. And then we got a crash alert, which means that the sideways neutralization was over, and we got this downside production. The market gapped down and settled down on Friday, and then here we are today, moving in a narrow range way, thus probably setting up for a massive down move tomorrow. Support right now is around the 165 level, we'll call it. Because of the gap down, the market will need to back and fill at some point, but I'm seeing that we could have a pretty powerful down leg coming. So just definitely stay on your P's and Q's with that. Next up is GDXJ, the gold miners ETF. And as you can see here, we have no trend. All right. We went trendless for quite a while. All right. And we had this nice steady drift upwards, but the market was not in a trend. Then the market said, okay, we want to officially go into a bull market, but then it tops out, and now we have a bearish trend momentum reading with no trend, and price action is falling down almost at target at the $36 top of the Kumo cloud target, which is the initial downside target on this down leg or this downtrend channel. Will the market find support at the top of the cloud and relock in and decide to go bullish again? Or will disaster strike? Well, that's a good question. Right now, we got to go with what we see. And right now, the market is bearish and being sold. So therefore, I'm expecting for this market to meet the initial target and then quickly make an assessment toward the $32 bottom of the Kumo cloud support. All right, so it looks like JNUG is out of the question, and JDST is in effect. All right, next up we got Bitcoin by way of the Bitcoin ETF, the GBTC. And right now you can see the GBTC had a nice little bear market rally, but then it quickly lost its trend, which means the bear market ended, but not quite enough to get us into a bull market. Instead, the market tops out, and now we're right back into a bear market. So the market had a chance here to really get something going, but here we go. We have the crash alert on Friday. Then we get the downside production and another crash alert for tomorrow. Top of the Kumo cloud at $10 is the initial downside target on this particular move, which means you can expect Bitcoin to also drop. Taking a look now at the next one, which is Ethereum, the Ethereum ETF by way of ticker ETHE, the Ethereum ETF. And we have a bear market with a bearish trend momentum reading. We came into today with a crash alert, but we didn't get any downside production. Rather, we got a narrow range inside day, thus setting up. This is what do we call a setup bar. It's going to set up for either a big down move tomorrow or a rally trying to test the top of the Kumo cloud. For now, I'm going to go with the bear side since this market is in a correction and the bear has reclaimed this market for now. It's a wide Kumo cloud here, supports all the way down at 550. So you have a rather decent sized cloud here, but we are bearish. So I expect Ethereum to also pull back. Next up is the Dow Jones Industrial Average by way of ticker DIA. As you can see here, the Dow Jones Industrial Average is trendless for now, but we have a bearish trend momentum reading, and that's why you've been seeing all rallies getting sold. And I see the market continuing to do that for the near future. We came into today expecting downside production from the crash alert signal we got on Friday, and lo and behold, we got a little bit of downside production, and we're right here at the top of the Kumo cloud support at $335 a share. The secondary support at $325 corresponds to the bottom of the Kumo cloud, and this could spell a disaster point where price action quickly drops right through this support and we go into immediate free fall. All right, just want to set the table for you that this is a dangerous setup, a dangerous crossroad. The longer you elongate your consolidation phase like this, the bigger the downside drop can be, or rally for that matter. But right now, because of this bearish trend momentum reading, it looks like the market wants to drop and drop hard, folks. Definitely got to watch this one. Reason I say it because the overhead resistance points were never even attempted at. Market could even attempt to try to get back up there. It's had ample opportunity and just has failed to do it. So I think a big drop is coming. And also this right here, this bar is pretty scary. This bar right here from January 30th, because we got a bot check and the market hasn't dropped yet. These bot checks are a warning that a drop is coming. The last bot check was back here the week of December the 14th, and we got a precipitous drop. All right, so just warning, FYI, I think the big drop is coming. The Hulk Hogan leg drop is upon us. Next up, we got the euro currency by way of the euro futures. And you can see here that we had a crash alert given to us on Friday's close. We got that downside production today. Top of the Kumo cloud, we'll call it 106 is the initial downside target, followed by 103, which is the bottom of the Kumo cloud. And that's a pretty decent sized cloud. So you could have a long period of consolidation coming ahead of us once these price targets have been met. And it should be noted that you are trendless in the euro currency with a bearish trend momentum reading. Next up is the pound sterling futures. And you will notice coming into this one that the market is also trendless, but you got a bearish trend momentum reading and a pretty steep downtrend channel. And you can see right here that the market is approaching the bottom of the Kumo cloud at 118. So nice down movement here. Don't know what's going on, but this is where we are. And this has to be a bad tick or something. This doesn't look right. Don't know what this is about. I have no idea. No idea how that got there. Oh, well. Moving on. All right, next up is the Australian dollar by way of the futures here. And you can take a look here and see that this market is also trendless with a bearish trend momentum reading. We had a crash alert on Friday's close. We got downside production today. I think the top of the Kumo cloud at 68 is the downside initial target, followed by the 66 handle, bottom of the Kumo cloud support. So definitely one to watch as well. All right, and you can see here the US dollar index, the cash index, and you can see the UUP is tracking with it perfectly as the market's at 103 now. 105 is the bottom of the Kumo cloud, upside initial target, followed by the 109, top of the Kumo cloud. Don't know if he'll be able to get back up to 109. It's definitely going to have some problems, though, once it hits 105. All right, this right here is the Ethereum futures. And as you can see, this market is trendless, but we had a crash alert for tonight into tomorrow's trading. We'll say 1400 is a psychological support and the initial downside target. Next up is the Bitcoin futures. And as you can see here, Bitcoin futures has now crossed over from a trendless market to a bear market with a bearish trend momentum reading and a crash alert for tonight into tomorrow's trading with support at 18,000. That's where the downside initial target is, followed by 16,500. I know that's a ways down, and we got gappage right here. So, yeah, I think sparks are about to fly in many of these markets. So be prepared for the Hulk Hogan leg drop on a majority of these. And you definitely need to go to PulseWaveTrading.com and take the 14-day free trial challenge. See how much money you can make trading alongside us. I think you will surprise yourself at just how fun trading can be and just how easy it can be as well once you get your discipline down pat. And with that being said, remember, the system works if you work the system. So make money, not excuses. Bulls make money, bears make money, and pigs get slaughtered. So remember to take what you can and give nothing back. Smash that like button, and I'm out.